My name is Isabel Rodriguez. I am 22 years old, and I live in Havana, Cuba. Havana is a city full of history, music, and life. The streets are colorful, with old Spanish buildings and classic American cars from the 1950s. Some of these cars are old and slow, but people fix them with love. I always smile when I see them because they remind me of my grandfather. I live in a small apartment with my mother, my younger sister Elena, and my grandmother, Abuela Carmen. My father was a sailor, but he passed away when I was a child. My mother works as a nurse in a hospital, and I study literature at the University of Havana. Books are my passion. I love to read about Cuban poets and writers, especially José Martí, who fought for Cuba's independence. His words inspire me. Ser cultos para ser libres. Be educated to be free. Every morning, I wake up early and drink a cup of strong Cuban coffee. The smell fills the kitchen. My grandmother makes tostones, fried plantains, and we eat together. Then I take a bus to the university. The bus is always full, and sometimes it does not come, so I walk along the Malecon, the famous road by the sea. The ocean waves crash against the rocks, and I feel free. When I finally arrive at the university, I head straight to the library. I can spend hours there, surrounded by the smell of old books and the sound of pages turning. I find a cozy corner and pull out a book of José Martí's poetry. As I read, his words transport me to another world, a world of revolution and passion for freedom. I often lose track of time, so engrossed in the stories and poems of Cuban writers. My friends tease me, saying I should just marry a book instead of a man. But I don't care. Books are my passion, my escape, and my inspiration. As I step into the university library, a sense of calm washes over me. The familiar scent of old books and the soft murmur of pages turning surrounds me, and I can't help but feel at home. I make my way to my favorite corner, tucked away from the hustle and bustle of the world outside. I reach for a book of José Martí's poetry, feeling the weight of it in my hands as I settle in. As I lose myself in the words on the page, I feel as though I am transported to another time and place. Martí's poetry speaks to me in a way that few things do, igniting a fire within me for revolution and freedom. The rhythm of Havana. Cuba is a country of music. Everywhere, you can hear the sounds of son cubano, salsa, rumba, and bolero. On my way to class, I pass by musicians playing guitars and drums. Music is in our blood. My grandfather used to play the tre, a Cuban guitar, and sing Buena Vista social club songs. In the evening, the streets are alive. In Plaza Vieja, families walk, children play, and couples dance. I love to go there with my friends. We drink garapo, fresh sugarcane juice, and listen to live music. My best friend, Daniel, plays the trumpet in a small band. He dreams of becoming a famous musician, like Campe Segundo. Every weekend, we gather in Plaza Vieja to soak in the music and the energy of our city. The rhythm of the music fills the air, and we can't help but tap our feet and sway to the beat. Daniel's trumpet adds a soulful touch to the melodies, and I can see the passion in his eyes as he plays. As the night goes on, the crowd grows larger, and the music gets louder. The sound of the tre, the trumpet, and the voices of the singers blend together in perfect harmony. It's a beautiful sight to see people of all ages coming together to enjoy the music and the company of each other. One evening, as the sun set and the stars began to twinkle in the sky, Daniel's band started to play a new song. The crowd hushed as the first notes of the trumpet filled the square. It was like magic, the way the music wove through the air, wrapping everyone in its spell. Daniel's fingers danced over the keys of his trumpet, his eyes closed in pure bliss. As the music reached its crescendo, the crowd erupted into cheers and applause. Daniel beamed with pride, his dream of becoming a famous musician feeling closer than ever. I looked at him and knew that he was destined for greatness. The way he poured his heart and soul into his music was truly inspiring. A country of struggles and hope. Life in Cuba is not easy. The economy is difficult. Sometimes there is not enough food in the stores, and we wait in long lines to buy rice, beans, and eggs, but we help each other. In Cuba, people share what they have. The government controls many things: the newspapers, the television, even the internet. I want to be a writer, but I know that some books are not allowed. My professor says, words are powerful. They can change the world. I want to write about the real Cuba, about our struggles and dreams. I remember the long lines at the store, waiting to get our hands on the basic necessities like rice, beans, and eggs. But despite the scarcity, there was always a sense of unity and sharing among the people of Cuba. We helped each other out, knowing that we were all in this together. The government's control over the media and information was evident in every aspect of our lives. But despite this, I held on to the words of my professor, who believed in the power of words to change the world. I yearned to be a writer, to tell the true story of Cuba, to shed light on our struggles and our dreams. I knew that my professor was right. Words were indeed powerful. They had the ability to change the world, and I wanted to use them to tell the real story of Cuba. I began to write, pouring my heart and soul into every word. I wrote about the long lines at the store, the scarcity of basic necessities, and the sense of unity and sharing among the people. I wrote about the government's control over the media and information, and the struggles and dreams of the people of Cuba. I knew that the government would not be pleased with my words, but I believed in their power. I believed that by telling the truth, I could make a difference. As I continued to write, I felt a sense of purpose and determination. The spirit of revolution. Cuba has a long history of revolution. In school, we learn about Fidel Castro, Che Guevara, and the Cuban Revolution of 1959. Some people admire them, others do not. But one thing is true: Cuba is strong. My grandmother tells me stories about the past. Before the revolution, many people were poor, she says. Now we all have education and health care. It is true. In Cuba, doctors are respected, and many travel to other countries to help. My aunt is a doctor in Venezuela. She writes letters to us about her work. The spirit of revolution lives on in Cuba. It is a part of our culture, our history, and our identity. We celebrate our independence every year with parades, music, and dancing. The Cuban flag flies high, a symbol of our resilience and determination. But the spirit of revolution is not just about the past. It is alive in the present, too. We are always striving for change, for progress, for a better future. We are passionate about our beliefs, and we are not afraid to fight for them. The spirit of revolution is in our blood. It is what makes us strong, resilient, and proud. Every year, on the anniversary of our independence, the streets of Cuba come alive with the sound of music, the sight of colorful parades, and the energy of dancing. The Cuban flag waves proudly in the air, a symbol of our resilience and determination. But our celebration is not just about the past. It is a reminder that the spirit of revolution is alive and well in the present. We are a people who are always striving for change, for progress, for a better future. We are passionate about our beliefs, and we are not afraid to fight for them. The spirit of revolution runs through our veins. It is what makes us strong, resilient, and proud. The future in my hands. One day I will finish university, I want to write books about Cuban women, about their strength and their voices. I want to tell stories of Afro-Cuban traditions, Santeria, and the poets of the revolution. My dream is to publish a novel and see my name in a bookstore in La Habana Vieja. My country is changing. More tourists come every year. Some people open small businesses. There are more opportunities, but also more challenges. I ask myself, should I stay or should I leave? Many young people want to go to Miami or Madrid. They dream of a different life. But I love my island. I love the sound of the waves, the smell of coffee, the rhythm of the music. I love the people who share their last piece of bread with a neighbor. I believe in Cuba, and I believe in my words. So I write. I write in my notebook, in the quiet of the night, under the warm Havana sky. This is my story, and one day the world will read it.